Hello YouTube friends, Fred Bergeron here from Inaxsys. I hope you're doing well today. In this video, I'm going to show how to program a muster report in the ICT Protege GX system that Inaxsys is a distributor of. This is a very useful tool. Remember, this is a license feature in GX, so you must purchase this one-time upgrade if you want to use it. The application for this is fairly simple. We can use this for visitors, like when to see who is in the building, but most importantly is the way to find people inside the building or in a facility when there's an emergency. Okay, so some clients will even have a reader outside so that when people leave the building in a hurry, if there's a fire, explosion, or even just a fire drill, they can badge on that reader outside to basically remove themselves from the list of people that are inside the building. Okay, so for a lot of sites, like refineries, shipyards, any kind of system or building that needs to have some rules on how to evacuate people and stuff like that and how to find them quickly, this can be a very good tool to use. Okay, so again, the muster report is a license feature. You need to purchase it and then you can use it, and basically it's very simple to program. You just need to make sure that to identify the entry and exit points in the building. Okay, and you can also create multiple layers of muster reports. For instance, when someone enters the facility, as like overall, you can see, okay, I have maybe 50 employees in that section. But then you can also create a muster report, let's say for a server room or the boiling room or ship number 1 if it's a shipyard. So then exactly, okay, I have 500 employees on site, but there's 50 there, and you can see the list of them. Okay, so let's see in our Protege GX platform how we can program this. Now I'm using the Inaxsys Live system, so as an example, because obviously we're using this feature, and then it's easier than programming it here. We're going to see real results when I'm running the reports. Okay, you need to obviously log into the Protege GX as an admin or someone who has the rights to program those muster reports. So from the home page, the first thing you want to do obviously is to create the report. So under the reports tab, setup, and then muster. Okay, so we can find here one report listed. Okay, so that's the one we use here in the office. Okay, so you have to define the period where the report is going to look back into the events and then show you who's in or out. Okay, so for instance, here at Inaxsys, we rarely do more than 12 hours a day, so I decided to put 12 hours so that any user that came in, the system, for longer than 12 hours is going to then show a status of unknown. Okay, so we're assuming he's out, he just forgot to punch out. Okay, so basically that's the period you have to select here. Okay, the report type, I like standard because it's only showing who's in. Okay, so if you use the other two type of reports, then you're gonna see everybody who's unknown, who's in, and who's out. Okay, but personally I like when I have a shorter list. It's easier to understand, okay, this is the list of guys that I need to go and get out of the building. Okay, so I'm going to use standard for this demo or this example. The refresh rate, the minimum is 5 minutes. Okay, that's when you use the report in a status page, for instance, but I'll show you that you can also manually refresh the report so that it's running fast, and also when you're changing pages, it's always refreshing. Okay, but basically by default it's at least 5 minutes before the refresh is called automatically by the software to the database of user events. Okay, so and then the time zone, that's basically if you have, let's say, a security desk in a different province or even a different country, you can adjust the time zone so that it's showing with the correct time. Okay, but in this example, I'm in Canada, Quebec, and I'm on the same time zone than the server is. Okay, so the next step obviously is to pick the doors. In the office here we have entry and exit readers on all those doors that I'm using for muster. Okay, but sometimes you have to enter through, let's say, a turnstile, and when you exit it's a different turnstile or different door, so then you can define the direction. Okay, but all those three doors or readers that I have here for my muster report are with entry exit readers. Okay, so I use both as the direction. Then you have to pick the columns you want. Obviously, this is a list that I like to have. You could maybe add, let's say, a record group if you want to see the name of the company this user is from or the department that he is working in, or things like that. But basically, this is the list. So I basically basically have the name of the muster report, the last door being used, which is quite useful because you know exactly where he was last. All right, the last time you know that he was in, so that the last time he badged, and the status, in or out or unknown. Okay, so that's for the columns. If you would like to basically have an automatic email done every day at a specific time to show who's in, this is the section you have to go to. The first step is to create the SMTP server in GX under the global options, but then you also need to create an operator, let's say like myself, Fred Bergeron, with my email in the operator properties, and then when you add the operator to the report, I'm going to be receiving those reports. And the last item is you can actually create a task to export the report to a specific folder. Let's say a shared folder on the network, and then the system will drag and drop the reports every day at the at the selected time, and then you can refer to that folder later. Okay, but typically we don't really use this email. It's more of a report that you need to run manually or that you want to look in the status page. Okay, so now if I save all the changes, if you want to show to see what all it looks like on the reports, you go to muster. Now I find the muster report I created. It's going to run, look at the event database for user events on the specified doors, and now I have my list of users inside the building. Okay, so that, so I can see who's in, what was the last door, what was the last event, and the status. Okay, so that's how you can run it manually. However, what if you would like to, let's say, have a monitor on the wall, a TV screen or something like that showing that list? Okay, so we can create status pages for muster reports. Okay, so if I go to muster, all right, so this is basically what I have. So the type is going to be muster report. The record is the report that I created, and I'm using full screen. Okay, so now if I go under here, status page view, I select the muster page, and again, like I ran the report earlier, it's going to spin for a few seconds, and then it's showing me the results. Now, obviously, when I'm looking at it, maybe some more employees are leaving or coming in the building, so you can actually keep that open, and every 5 minutes it's going to synchronize. Okay, or if I change to a different page and then come back to the muster page, every time I do this, it's refreshing the screen. Okay, so this was basically how we can create muster reports. Again, you can run them manually, put them on status pages, also have the system email automatically or export automatically the muster report on a daily basis at a specified time. Okay, again, this is a great tool to help, let's say, firefighters or the police to find people that are stuck in a specific section of the building, or if you want to evacuate the whole building. Okay, or the school, for instance. That's a very useful tool for a school. Okay, so I hope you like the video. Again, this is Fred Bergeron from Inaxsys. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, send comments. We always reply quickly, and it's a pleasure for us to help you. If you're interested in the Protege GX platform, remember Inaxsys is a proud Canadian distributor of this product, and you can contact our sales team for help on quotes and understanding the products and have some demonstrations of it. And obviously, if you need support, if you're an installer in Canada, please call the support team and we'll gladly help you. Okay, thanks for watching.